Cyprus football, the passion, the thrill. The passion, the thrill. The stadiums roar, you can feel the chill. You can feel the chill. The teams are ready, the battles will start. The battles will start with dreams of glory, they'll play with heart.
Kalimera, Kalispera, wherever time you're watching, this is Mappa. We've got a bomber of our own, haven't we, Thasso? We've got a bomber of our own.
Bomba! Bomba, bomba.
Bomber's going off all over Cyprus at the moment, but we've got one bomber here, Sophie Nicolau. How you doing, Sophie? Great to have you on.
Yes, Asbeth. Hello. I'm really happy to be on. I've been following you guys for the last few months. I didn't know you existed, and everyone should know who loves Cyprus football should know that you exist because you are hilarious.
That means a lot coming from you.
It's beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Very
Thank
kind
you very
words. Should we open it up for you as well to kind of promote what you want to promote while you're here? Do it right at the top.
I mean, yeah, sure. I appreciate that. I host a YouTube channel called Highbury Squad. And it was something that I had started with the late, great Super Kevin Campbell, for anyone out there who's an Arsenal fan. I miss my brother every single day. And, you know, we had this unique approach to talking about the game. As much as I'm a broadcaster, it was kind of like the ex-player and the fan. And he would put me in my place as a player, and I would put him in his place as a fan. And of course, fans come from a very emotional place, so it made for great dialogue and conversation. And since Kevin's passed, we've kind of continued the channel. We get great guests on. I focus more on one-on-one conversations, and then I have a phone in, like, for my listeners, because my listeners are everything. There wouldn't be a show without them. They've self-labeled themselves squaddies. They're from all corners of the earth, from Australia to Uganda to India and America and the UK and Canada. And they, really have sparked friendships. For me, football's all about the relationships, friendships when you go to games, because you go to games and you hang out with people that you never see in your social life. That's what I love about football. It's kind of like in this bucket where you've got these people that you just see when you go. And that's kind of what the show has become. And so, I focus on one-on-one conversations and have people like Henry Winter on and Sammy Mockbell and David Ornstein's been on, and I get ex-players on to talk about it from the player point of view. But really at the heart of it, it's about the people that tune in and listen. And we've slowly built it up. And if you're interested in Arsenal and football in general, check us out at the Highbury Squad. And there's some really good football conversations there. So, and I do some stuff for Sky Sports and Talk Sport as well, which is always fun. I get to go on and, defend Arsenal, who everyone really kind of likes to attack every single day of the week. So, yeah.
And you do some stuff with Harry Symeou, that Leshin. He doesn't come on our show. He's over there. I've known that guy for years, and he's never been on This Is Mappa.
Harry!
I love that I beat Harry to being a guest on This Is Mappa, by the way. And also, Harry thinks he's the Suvla King. I don't know if you know this. He self-proclaimed himself as the Suvla King, because we had Jack Wilshere on our show. And I asked, because Jack's married to a Gibrea,
Bravo.
and we talked about Suvla, and Jack Wilshere's like, I'm the Suvla King. I'm like, you can't be the Suvla King. There's no way Jack Wilshere is the Suvla King. Have you ever been to like Cyprus and had Suvla? I'm like, I go to Cyprus all the time. So then Harry's like, he's not the Suvla King, I'm the Suvla King. And I said, well, maybe we should have a Suvla standoff. Who makes the best Suvla? Which I think would be amazing, a football Suvla competition. So but I'm it's funny. I don't think he'll mind me telling this story. I met Harry a few years ago where he first wrote his book, The Chronicles of a Gooner. And he reached out to me and he said, hey, my name's Harry. I'm a Gibreon too. Kind of.
That's the best way to start it.
In a much more educated way than what I've said. I've written this book and I'd love, because he was trying to connect with Kevin Campbell. And I said to him, anything I can do to help. And I think our podcast was the very first one he ever came on. And, I love seeing Greek Cypriot people do well. I support them wherever I can. you're not like Greeks do when there's just a, like a Gibreon running for MP in London. Just because he's a Gibreon.
Yep.
But people do that anyway. And then he's, to see him doing what he's doing now, I'm really proud of him. He's become a really good friend, and he owes you a visit for sure. But I'm happy I beat him to the punch, no doubt.
Excellent. See, Harry, if you're watching, come and
pressure.
He lives around the corner as well. Just might as well just knock on his door.
And Andrebe de Cazorlo.
Exactly. Man. My goodness. Well, Sophie's in for a treat this evening because we've got European roundup. We've got some big news coming from Cyprus, which obviously everyone should be fully aware of by now. So, Thasso, shall we get cracking on the European games?
Well, let's go because it's all good news so far, isn't it?
So far, so good. Right.
Yes,
so we'll start off at the AEK Arena, where AEK beat Celje by 2-1. Ronaldo Chacon or Chacosmas giving them the lead. And then Angel Garcia made it 2 with a bullet header. The captain. He was a hero in the cup final, wasn't he, Tasso, with his penalty? He kept them into the game. Celje pulled one back, but AEK go through and they face Tasso. Legia Warsaw. Warsaw.
There you go.
Indeed. Indeed. Right, let's take this off. Right, come on. Go.
That stadium is right behind my dad's house in Aradipo.
All right. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Literally, Anna Vissi was doing a concert there when I was there a few weeks ago, and I'm like, well, she's a friend as well, but I sat in the backyard with my dad, and you could just hear the music. And then it's beautiful when the football's on. You hear, the roar of the crowd, and I went to a game. Norway were playing Cyprus in a qualifier not last year, the year before.
Yeah.
Was it last year? No, the year before.
No, it would have been, yeah.
It was the 4-0, yeah. Bravo. Yeah. Wow, you guys are good.
We did a watch along.
Yeah.
Oh, so funny. And so I connected with Cyprus football, and, I got the press pass and stuff. And, I've covered a lot of games in different places. God, I love our country so much. I can't even stand it sometimes. So I go to the press box, right? And, there's all these rules and regulations if you go to Arsenal and Chelsea. And even when I cover MLS, LAFC, LA Galaxy, you can't do this, you can't do that. So I go to the press box for a national game, and I walk in, and, usually you walk into the press box and there's catering and there's all this stuff. So this guy walks past and he tosses a halloumi and lunza sandwich at me. I was like, this is epic. And then I'm just dwarfed in smoke. Everyone, Kapnizonas or Allos. I'm like, this is beautiful. I absolutely loved it. It was such a great press box experience. Honestly, one of my favorites and stuff. Of course, we lost, but I got to talk to Martin Odegaard afterwards, which is why I was there. So, yeah, but that halloumi and lunza sandwich was better than Arsenal's catering,
Did it have a little bit of anguragi in it as well? Just,
but the little bit is like Enan, Myan's.
Like a sliver.
A sliver. Yeah, just a sliver right in the middle, It was great. And that stadium, it's just, people don't realize how lucky they are when they go to football and they watch games and they go to all these different stadiums. And I love it though. It's so raw and it's so real. And the noise the fans make is just puts, the ultras, of course, make it everything. But I always say to people here, because people mock MLS, I cover MLS. And I'm like, I would put LAFC's atmosphere up against any Premier League team in terms of the energy, the passion, the continual singing throughout the game. Fans are complaining at Arsenal about having a drum. Cosmos. It's like, seriously, it's prestige, but it doesn't mean it's the best fan experience. So I just loved it, and I thought everyone was all the way people park. I'm going, this is amazing. I would love to see someone from the Times come here and cover a game. It would be amazing.
Yeah, the thing is, football's become so sanitized these days. So when you see, Cyprus League and even the other leagues like Estonia and Latvia, it's a different world. But British supporters that go to see these games, they just can't believe what they're seeing because they're used to all-seater stadiums since the Taylor Report. All right, people before the 90s used to go to the games, before all of the Maggie Thatcher nonsense, they would have, experienced the terraces standing.
Mhm.
But in Cyprus, it's a completely different world, and
Yeah.
this is what we call it.
Yeah. It's a great title for a show, by the way.
Thank you very much.
Anyway, sorry to interject there, but I was like,
Yeah,
I saw
no.
Nayek and
Brilliant
yeah.
story, absolutely brilliant story. Fasomo,
Yes.
what did you make of that performance?
I think it was pretty solid. I think, and then they kind of got nervous the last 10 minutes, didn't they? So they conceded the goal in the 88th minute, but yeah, they managed to hold on. Celje as well. They're not pushovers. Last season they got to, where did they get to? They get to quarterfinals of the Conference League. So they're not pushovers. So very good performance, very good result for AEK.
Yep.
Yeah.
They've got Legia Warsaw tomorrow, and it looks like Cabrera is back in the squad after injury. I thought he was going to be in the squad last week, but he's back officially. Idiaka said it in the press conference, I believe. So yeah, let's see how they go on, because Legia are a good team. They battered my team last season.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, let's move on, shall we? Who we got next, Sasa? Who we got next? Right, we've got Omonoia. We beat Torpedo Gdaisi by 4-0 away from home. Jovetic opened the scoring with a beautiful volley. That's Van Persie-esque. Sorry, Sophie, I didn't want to say that. Willy Semedo made it 2-0. A lovely ball there from Evandro. And it looks like Semedo has got his goal-scoring boots back on. I don't know where they disappeared back in the last season, but hey, he scored 2 the other night. And then Jovetic grabbed another one. This is Luiz making that run, our little wonder kid. Our little Messi, as we call him. And Jovetic rolling back the years with a little bit of techers there, puts the defender on his ass. And Semedo made it 4-0 near the end. Thasso, convincing win. It was solid, I must admit. I like the counter-attacking football. A little bit predictable at times, but you know what? We did the job and we battered them away from home, so I'm pleased about that.
Yeah, because it was very close in Lefkosia as well. So they needed to put kind of like a bit more of a statement win. And they got that.
For a pass. Look at that.
It's a lovely pass right there. And a lot of work to do for the finish. It wasn't easy.
Yep. Absolutely. Well, since coming back from, because Loiza went on loan to Heerenveen in January, not January this year, January last year, and he didn't get many minutes. And as a product of Omonoia's youth academy, and obviously a Cypriot lad, we wanted to see him do well, but there was a lot going on with Loiza before, with him in the club and whatnot. So he got his move on loan to Heerenveen, and he didn't do too much. But since coming back, he's been working hard. He's been outperforming most players in the squad. And he's 22?
Yeah. So he's got plenty of time to get that big move that he seems to be pining for, or at least his agent seems to be pining for every transfer window. So, sorry.
No, it's fine. I just don't want to be reminded of it, because we lost one of our best players this summer.
Yeah. No, it's just that, every transfer window is like, Loizo's interested in some team in like the second 5 leagues in Europe, and then nothing happens with it after like 3 months of speculation, and then it's every year it just circles and circles all the time. It's like somebody wants more money.
Well, the thing is, we had Marino Johnny that left us and went to Sporting Kansas in MLS. And again, unfortunately, he didn't do too much. Although when he came back, his calves were double the size. So he's been doing something right with the S&C training.
Well, he didn't get many minutes, but when he did play, he was getting assists left, right, and centre for them. So I think it was just a preference for the head coach that was there at the time, because there was a lot of fans at Sporting Kansas as well that were asking the question as to why he wasn't starting more. So
absolutely. Yeah. Sophie, did you remember Johnny's out there?
Right.
Sporting Kansas?
Sporting Kansas, yeah. I mean, they're not having the best season, but they tried to sign before Ronaldo signed for Al Hilal, if that's what they're called. He was ready to sign on the dotted line from Sporting Kansas. Can you believe it? Could you imagine Ronaldo playing in Kansas? But yeah, I mean, they've been a good team. I'm sure he'll have. Kansas is a great sporting city. Of course, the Chiefs are perennial winners. So he should have a really good time there. I think they'll kind of rise back up. They had a really good coach who was there for a number of years, then some instability. But yeah, they're making moves, and I think there'll be a team that will be tough to beat when the playoffs come as well. But yeah,
Well, the
we
problem
hate
is,
them. I'm a LA Galaxy fan, so we hate Sporting Kansas City.
well, you hate them even more because they got rid of Johnny's, and his career's kind of gone a little bit downhill since he went to Serbia and then he went to Romania in the space of what, 8 months?
The Romanian stint was on loan, so he's back at Kukaricki.
They stole. I hate them so much because they signed a player that I love from LA Galaxy. His name's Dejan Jovilic, and he's a Serbian player, and he was just so good. And I always felt like he had a chance to play like in the Championship or something in England at least. But he's the type of player that Cypriot fans would love. He's a bit of a Rottweiler. He's got this kind of self-belief, this attitude. So yeah, but yeah, Sporting Kansas City, Malaga is really, in my opinion.
There you go. There you go.
There's the clip. There's the clip.
Gonna go on the montage. Okay, final game. Well, not the final game. No, the final game from last week. Final game from last week. And this one, I'm very happy about because see that guy that's about to charge down the ball, Antonio Gagulli. That's my boy. That's my boy. He gave an assist for Kvilitaja to give Ari the lead away from home against Pushkas Academy. And then he scored this beautiful goal. Come on, man. This boy, he's my guy. Look at this. Left foot. Come on. 2-0 to Ari. They go through to the next round. They face AEK Athens. My goodness.
Wow, what a game.
Yep. So, yes, as I said, Gagulli, a lad that I've known for 5-6 years. He went to AIK in Sweden from Omonoia in January. Didn't pull up many trees, but he came back to Cyprus with Ari. That was his second or third game? Second game. I think it was his second game.
Yeah.
Second game. And he does that. And to be honest, Ari probably should have about 3 goals in the first half because Goldson had a header that went wide. I think Montno had a chance that went wide. It was one-way traffic, wasn't it, Tasso?
Yeah, it was. Just on Gagulli's setup there for Kvilitaja, the game before he left AIK to go on loan.
He did the same thing, didn't he?
He did. He
charged on the goalkeeper.
Charged on the goalkeeper. He scored himself that time. But yeah, it seems to be something that he's put into his game now, is to just charge down the goalie. Because I think, previously when we saw him, he probably had a lot of chances to do that in games and didn't necessarily do that. So yeah, it's good to see him.
Is he a star in the national? Is he a star in the national team?
No, not really.
No.
They play him a little bit out of position sometimes as well because you've got Bitta and you've got Sodirio who seems to be favoured in front of him as well. So
do you think he deserves to start more?
I think so.
Yeah,
I think so.
Yeah,
but it depends on the system, Sophie, because Ketspire played 5-4-1.
In theory, 5-4-1.
In theory, yeah.
It was more like 8-2-1, but 8-1-1. Sorry, but yeah. Anyway,
and Avgusti played the 4-2-3-1, but he quit after a few months ago back to Apollon, and now we've got Manzios as head coach, and he's had a few games, but I don't know. I think
he mix it up though. He hasn't figured it out yet.
Why do you think Ketspire failed? When he was hired, I thought, it's going to be great.
Yeah, a lot of people did. It's basically because he looked at the team and said, this team needs to stop goals going in. And therefore, you had players like Pittas, Gagullis, Loizu, Jonis, Sodirio. You had this plethora of players that could be used up front, and he was only choosing one of them and choosing to play 5 at the back. Now, Cyprus as a national team is well known to be very poor in defense. Doesn't matter how many people you put at the back to park the bus, goals are going to go in. The best way to win a game for Cyprus is to go out and attack, which is what the new coach is doing now. He's putting more impetus on going forward, and we're seeing better performances. We're not seeing the results change just yet, but we're seeing a lot better performances than what we were seeing against Bayern.
It's funny, when I saw them play against Norway at Ajax Stadium the year before last, I felt like they had so many great moments in attack, you know, and it just felt to me defensively, I can hit now. You've educated me a little bit more, and I can see what you're saying in where they failed. But in terms of creativity and going forward, it felt like they had, and it always seems like they have a lot more talented players in that part of the game than they do in the backfield of the game.
Yeah,
we had a lot of issues with Ketspire, us personally, because not only was he playing players out of position, so he had at one time he had two central midfielders at centre back when we had two perfectly other good central midfielders. We had Bilea that had just won the league for Ari, and he wasn't getting selected, probably because he fell out with Ketspire when he was at Anorthosis, you know. There was various things that he was doing, and then came the excuses at full time, and there was many things that he said that.
Before we move off completely off that, he spoke to Hector Gibriano and said to him, "Do you play central defense?" He asked the central midfielder whether or not he played in central defense.
He was at Peterborough at the time.
Yeah. And Hector asked him why, and it was because he was looking for somebody a bit taller with a bit of strength to mark Erling Haaland. So he put a central midfielder who doesn't play in central defense in central defense to mark Erling Haaland during that game. And then you wonder why Haaland kind of pulled off what he did. So,
well,
there was a while there where they really hung in quite well, and then once the first goal went in, it feels like, as always, there was a collapse. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, there's been many occasions where he said things in the press after games. Like, for example, he said a lot of the Cypriot players that he selects don't play regularly, and we looked at all the stats for every single one of those players, and they were playing regularly. And then he would say, "Oh, we don't have enough quality players," and we're thinking, "Well, you're complaining about the quality of the players, but you're not selecting the ones that are in form. You're going by the ones that you coached before at Anorthosis." And I get it, because coaches are going to play the players that they trust. But when it comes to certain players that are in form, like Mario Elia was firing all cylinders. We had Sotirio in Leyton Orient was doing really, really well. I mean, there were so many players that he chose not to select. And you're thinking, why are you choosing the same faces? Okay, you trust them, but the results aren't going well. But they gave him a new contract and they sacked him like a year later. So
he's always good at deflecting, though, right? He's a good deflector. I mean, a lot of managers are, but there's certain managers that do it in a way where they very rarely take accountability and responsibility. And sometimes managers do humble themselves and say, you know what, it's my fault. I didn't select the right players, or I didn't play the right tactics. I got it wrong. But he was the master deflector, I always thought, having followed Anorthosis a little bit in my time when he was manager and stuff, because that's my family's team and whatever. But he certainly had this arrogance about him.
Well, we did have one or two players telling us in the strictest of confidence that they didn't enjoy training sessions because he just lambasted the players. You're fucking shit. You're this, you're that. That's not going to work, is it? So, whatever. It's old news. It's done. Yeah, exactly. Shall we talk about more recent stuff?
Let's do it because there's still one European game to talk about.
Yeah, one more European game. And Pafos, they went what? Well, where did they play? Did they play in Serbia? Or was it Poland? I can't remember.
No, it's Poland. They played in Poland.
They played in Poland. There you go. And they beat Dynamo Kyiv by 1-0. Anderson with the finish. He came in to replace Jairo, and he delivered the goods. A historic win for Pafos in what's been a pretty historic week. But we're going to go into that bit. Juan Carlos Carcedo, the head coach, absolutely buzzing. Carcedo was Unai Emery's number 2 at Arsenal.
Yes. This guy, he's been around the block. He's like, Pafos getting this guy as manager is unreal. He's been a great assistant. He's got great pedigree in the game, and he was Emery's, wingman at Arsenal. And although it didn't work out for Emery, I still stand by the fact that he never got the backing he deserved. Like, if you think about if they backed Emery the way they have Arteta for all these years, he would have, I'm a huge fan of Emery. I think that he's a very good tactical manager, but at the same time, he knows how to win in Europe. And I feel like for Pafos, him being like a branch off the Emery tree, a little bit like how really good managers, these branches like Pep, when you look at Maresca, you look at Arteta, I think it bodes well for Pafos. And I'm like, I don't know, like the backdrop of the Pafos story. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I'm super educated, but seeing them win the league last season and beating Dynamo Kyiv, like this is a legendary team in football, in the history of football. And to see them playing the way they are, and I think they've got a great guy leading the line who's been there and knows, what it takes to win in Europe as well. But Pafos' story is stunning to me.
Well, it's been a work in progress the past few years, and they've got it wrong in the past, but they learnt from their mistakes and they kicked on.
What happened? I don't know I know your listeners probably know, but in a nutshell, was it the ownership? Was that the issue with Pafos back in the day?
Well, there was two teams that merged, and they made Pafos FC, and then a few years later, Dubov came, Roman Dubov, that used to own Portsmouth, and he came in with Sergei Lomakin, and they just completely revamped everything. Now, it took a few years because, again, Cameron Toshak was head coach for a bit. Then they brought in Mikhailenko, Stephen Presley. Yeah, but it was before Toshak. Yeah. And then they brought in a Ukrainian guy. He didn't last. And then Salgado came in as interim head coach because he was working with Dubov, various other projects. And then
Henning Berg came in.
Henning Berg, he lasted a few minutes. Anyway, so they brought
he just got fired actually from St. Louis FC. Henning Berg. Was he at St. Louis FC, or am I thinking of another Berg?
No,
you're looking at another Berg.
Who's the guy that played for Aston Villa? Something Berg.
No, that's Olaf Melberg.
Olaf Melberg. Thank you, guys.
You got it. No.
He's a Villa fan. Yeah. He's a Villa fan.
Olaf Melberg is my hero.
Yeah, it was a disaster.
If nothing else.
Yeah, I mean, he's I thought he'd really succeed
not much
here.
Of a head coach.
I got my Bergs mixed up. It's easy to do.
So you didn't say iceberg or Titanic, so you'd be all right. You'd be fine.
Although I just went to the Titanic experience, which was a lot of fun, but sidebar. Okay. Yeah. Keep going.
Nice. So, yeah.
I like the way how you both looked at me, by the way, when I said Henningberg, and they were like, oh, what's she talking about?
I was just like, in Azerbaijan today, like doing a press conference.
It's that perimenopausal fog, you see. It kicks in every now and again.
It's fine. Although I think Melbo's got more hair. Henningberg's
much more hair. Yeah.
But yeah, so, Berg has been Berg actually has Cypriot nationality now. He's been over there for so long.
Yeah.
Like when you look at the Cyprus FA website and you see the head coach when he's a head coach of a team, it's not a Norway flag; it's a Cyprus flag.
Does he have his Gypriakon Diavadirion?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
probably 100. Yeah, could get it before me. So yeah, but look, Pafos have come on leaps and bounds. They had Jason Punch in there for a bit, and they were bringing in a few other players, pretty big-ish names. But then all of a sudden, everything clicked. They brought in Jaretta from Udinese as the sporting director. The youth teams won 3 league titles in a row. They've revamped the training ground. Okay, the stadium they're still talking to the Olympic Association about, but that's another story for another time. And then Carcedo came in beginning of 2 years ago, and he didn't start off great. We thought that he was going to be gone by December because that's what they do in Cyprus. They don't really give him time.
Yeah.
But lo and behold, he turned it around, got them to a cup final, won it convincingly. And last season, not only did they win the league, but they got to the cup final, which they lost on penalties, and they got to the round of 16 in the Conference League. And and you might be interested in this one, Soph, because they've actually got a former Arsenal academy player for them as well, Vlad Dragomir, Romanian lad.
Wow!
Yeah.
Wow! Really?
Yeah.
Was that when was that signing done?
He's been there about 3-4 years now.
Yeah, 4 years.
He's close to being able to get a Cypriot nationality as well. Now.
Yeah.
Damn it, they're just handing those things out.
Vlad used to live in Boreham Wood, but he went to Miracles. In
come on. You're going to hit me with the Miracles now? Oh. There's nothing like going home to London and popping into Miracles and looking at the menu and being confused as to what you want because there's so much stuff on it. And then you always end up just getting a halloumi sandwich. That's how it works. How much halloumi can a human eat? Not enough.
Exactly. Versatile cheese. So yeah, that's been Pafos' story. But the story continues because Thasso, they made one hell of a signing, didn't they?
Well, I don't know if people know who this guy is. Is it they signed a guy called David Luiz?
Opa.
Yeah. This guy, I don't know. I mean, I had to look him up on Transfermarkt, right? He's like 70 years old. Yeah. No, a 38-year-old Brazilian central defender signing for Pafos. And it's been reported all over the globe as being a shock transfer. Apparently, massive surprise to everybody. Came out of the blue, except for obviously this podcast. We knew this transfer was going to happen. What, 3 weeks ago? 3 weeks ago.
I responded to a tweet that you wrote, and you wrote me back, and you were like, "Check the date," and I was like, "Oh, excuse me, but yeah."
Apparently, we seem to like us, and I think it was SuperSport reported on it, wasn't it? About 3 weeks ago, and then there was nothing for 2.5 weeks, and then it all started picking up. I think a Brazilian account tweeted out that Luiz was going to leave Fortaleza, where he was at the time. It just snowballed from there.
How did they make this happen, guys?
They've been trying to make a transfer like this happen for a long time. Like, there was a period of time where there was rumors going around about who was it? Mario Balotelli at one point. That was one of them. There was
he would have gotten in too much trouble in Cyprus.
Yeah. it was the other one, the big one. Was it?
It's gone out of my head now.
There were whispers about 2 or 3 massive ones. Every season they seem to have been trying to bring like a massive name like this to Cyprus, and they managed to do it this time. Obviously, I'm guessing the European competitions, having the European competitions is a big draw now, whereas they didn't necessarily have that previously. So yeah.
Well, I think we also need to take into consideration again what Pafos have been doing in the background for quite a long time. They've got a head scout called Rodolfo Vaz, that Brazilian guy. He's got various people working across Europe, Portugal, even Brazil. And their network is massive. Their network, as I said, they got Jaretta as the sporting director. That was at Watford. That was at Udinese. Mr. Dubov has got his contacts. Steve Parrish is a good friend of his. So
really?
They've got the network. And again, I mentioned Salgado. He's doing some stuff there. And Dubov has got his own little agency there. They have these conferences every year. The Saudi, the PIF were there this year in March. So they're doing a lot of things in the background, Pafos. So it surprised me that they did it, not because it's Pafos, but because it's, you wouldn't expect David Luiz, tail end of his career, to try it one more time in Europe. But at the same time, you can understand why he would do it. And on top of that, you can understand why Pafos would do it, because the commercial opportunities that they're getting, because don't forget, Mr. Dubov has got contacts in South America. He visits South America quite frequently. So it wouldn't surprise me if Pafos have a little satellite club in Brazil, and they're going to be taking players out there like Aboel is starting to do, but we're going to go into them in just a bit. So it's a massive coup. And I'll tell you what, it was funny because we heard that he was going to be landing at 5:30 at Pafos Airport. So I went on the Pafos Airport arrivals, and I saw 5:32 landed, and it's Ryanair. I thought,
because it's the flight that I take from here to go to Gibro.
Because he flew from Brazil to Paris, stayed overnight, and then he came to Cyprus the next day.
Wait, he didn't he arrived on Ryanair?
Yeah.
Look, bottom right. He's getting off a Ryanair plane.
So I saw that and I thought, because with AI today and stuff, I didn't know if I should believe it. I was like, there's no way he arrived on a Ryanair flight.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, it was.
Well, Ryanair didn't tweet anything about it. They should have done. They'd have got
idiots. What a wasted marketing opportunity that was.
Yeah,
go.
well, I said he was riding with the plebs, and then somebody tagged Ryanair in my responses. So I was kind of waiting for it, like.
How cool
God.
is that though? That he took
Yeah.
a Ryanair flight and not he arrived. It's so important. I think sometimes I'm so sick and tired of seeing players. We know you ride on private jets. You know, you don't
Yeah.
have to like show me with your trainers and your white socks that you're on a
Yeah.
private jet. I
Yeah.
loved how he arrived, and I loved his shirt. Like he had God's plan on the back, and it was just a bit raw. And you got to know your audience. And arriving in Cyprus at Pafos Airport, which, by the way, I hope didn't stink too bad this summer, because the stench coming out of Pafos Airport sometimes is so bad.
Yeah.
But no, I think that's very cool. Very cool that he arrived on,
Absolutely.
charter flight.
Yeah.
What-
so
what's that?
he go on.
Go on. No,
I was going to say, so he shows up to the airport. So obviously, loads of fans have shown up to kind of bring him in. Here you go. Lots of Brazil flags out. Lots of chanting. You know, trying to catch a photo opportunity with him. At one point, the Pafos supporters account that we've got connections with on Twitter was posting loads of videos. And one of them, you can hear the police in the background, because they organised a police cordon for him as well. You can hear him in the background. Yeah, there you go, saying, "Hey, travate lì un piso, recopeglia."
So good. It's so epic.
It's fantastic. It's beautiful.
Oh,
It
so
is
good.
beautiful. Like he within 5-10 minutes of being in Cyprus, he's seen what Cyprus is all about. It's amazing.
Yeah. And here's the thing.
Sorry, no, go on.
No, Karen. No, it's fine.
I was going to say, how does a player like him, who's been around the best facilities, like when you think about you 38, you've played for Arsenal, you've played for Chelsea, you've played for Brazil, you've won everything at the top level. How does someone like him go into this? Surely he knows what he's getting into, like in terms of training facilities and stadium and things like that. I was curious to know what your guys' take on something like that.
Well, Buffalo have got a state-of-the-art training ground. They spent a lot of money on it. And I'm pretty certain they would have sent him photographs and look, they've got quite a few Brazilian players. And as you know, footballers know each other.
Yeah.
They all know each other. This one knows someone that knows someone. I mean, right now, Buffalo have got, how many Brazilians they got? They've got Bruno. They've got Anderson, Jaja. So that's 3. Correa is Portuguese, I think. Is Correa Portuguese?
Yeah.
So they've got that community there, but also, as I mentioned, you know, the head of scouting is Brazilian. He's got his contacts all over Brazil, so I'm pretty certain they'll know about it, you know. And he's probably done his research, and he may have spoken to people that have played have been playing in Cyprus that used to be in the Premier League. You know, as Thasso mentioned, maybe Mirallas, for example, even Alisson Becker's brother that played for IL a couple of years ago, another Brazilian lad. Maybe he asked him. So people know about Buffalo. If you know Buffalo, then you know Buffalo, if that makes sense.
Right.
And you go to Buffalo now. I didn't recognize it when I went in October. I hadn't been.
I've never been to I've not seen a game at that stadium. I'm going to be honest. I haven't been to a game at their stadium, so that's why I'm asking you guys. I'm curious as to know what their landscape is like.
The stadium is still mashed. Don't get me wrong, but they're working on getting it redeveloped. And again, it's
very complicated what's going on there because of the way stadiums work over there, and it's a bit of a mess at the moment. But they're getting through it. I think there's still a couple of years because they've got to redevelop a smaller stadium first before they move into that one while they do the big works in this stadium. There's a few ins and out, but
so that's why they're playing all the European games in Limassol at the new stadium.
Yeah, I saw that. So if Pafos beat the second leg now against Dynamo Kyiv, they'll progress to Champions League proper, right?
So
they've got the playoffs, I think.
Yeah, so they've got
one more playoff.
Yeah. But in essence, the way they're playing now, they're already guaranteed at least Conference League. So
Conference League, yeah.
So
Okay, that's
if they
good.
get through to the Champions League playoffs, then they're guaranteed at least Europa League. And then obviously, whatever they end up doing there.
It's amazing. They're going to get so much media attention because of David Luiz and being in Europe. And the fact that they won the league last season gives them that credence and, that pedigree. But to sign a player like that, I always thought that Arsenal fans treated him a little bit badly. Not all Arsenal fans. I don't think he was the disaster that a lot of people claim. Arsenal fans just hate players coming from Chelsea. They're over it and blah, blah, blah. But he was a huge part in giving other players confidence, like Gabriel, a fellow Brazilian, of course. He made 1 or 2 mistakes and people killed him for it. But I felt like his influence as a winner, because it may be my club, but we haven't won big trophies recently. And the way we poo-poo certain players coming in, but the influence that he had and the word on the street in the dressing room, I think he's going to be fantastic for Pafos. The team now has a face, not only, for the wee island that we all love, but he's a global sports, star and has been for a number of years. And I think that's amazing. But I don't think you should take away from the fact that he's a really good footballer, has been. And he's really one of those players that has had a really good career, no marks on his personality, trouble outside of football, really. He's a real leader, and he's learned that from playing with some of the best players. This is such a coup. I don't know if people can really understand what a coup it is for a player like him to go to Cyprus. It's amazing.
Well, put it this way, Buffalo went from, I think, 40,000 Instagram followers to 100,000 in the space of 3 days.
Wow.
And then when you look at, I'm just about to show you now, if you look on social media like TikTok, for example, all of these big influencers were doing videos about David Luiz on TikTok. We're talking about people from Bulgaria, from France, from Brazil, from England. It's absolutely incredible. You just type in David Luiz's name on TikTok and it comes up with all of these different videos. And this is from Sweden. This is from, I don't know where this is. That
looks like Thailand.
Thailand. It's massive. It's absolutely massive. And then you see TalkSport, what's it called? Daily Mail. And then this one, no one saw it coming. Yeah, okay.
We did. We saw it.
This is Mappa did. I mean, seriously, you guys should have been out there. How did you guys not get clipped for breaking the story?
Well, listen, we're little. We're little. Although, to be honest, we did get the Connor Goldson exclusive last summer when he was joining Aris, and that blew up everywhere. I mean, it went on the Scottish Sun and Daily Herald, whatever you call it.
With the David Luiz thing, we did do it a bit cryptic. Stel did do that image of him looking like Sideshow Bob in the Pafos. So it was a little bit cryptic. Like, if
sometimes when you get information, you can't really.
It's true. I got some information last night that there's nothing more I would love than to scream about it, but I just cannot. I just absolutely cannot. And you're right. You've got to protect your source. And sometimes it's better to just say nothing and know that you knew everything.
Yep, absolutely.
Yep, pretty much.
Absolutely. So, shall we go back to Ajax, Thasso, because they've got some transfer news, haven't they?
Yes, we can do that. So, Ajax have made a signing. This is a player called Kevin Komar. He's a 22-year-old Polish goalkeeper from, now, bear with me, Puszka Nieopolomice.
Did you just call me a name?
I hope not. I hope not. But yes, okay. So I think I got it. Somebody, I've got people from Poland who follow us, so I'm pretty sure I'm going to get notes on that. But yeah. So he's also played for another team in Poland called GKS Bełchatów. That's a bit easier to pronounce. And all in, he's already had 79 first-team appearances with 18 clean sheets. Now, it's confirmed as well that he's been registered in the B roster, which is basically where they put like youth players that aren't necessarily going to get many games, but it's there to kind of provide cover for Alomerovic, I think.
Zlatan.
Zlatan Alomerovic. Yeah, the other bit of news. Yeah.
Another one, yeah.
The other bit of news from
that's Thasso's new baby's name, by the way.
It's not.
Yes.
But
is it?
No, it's
Yes.
not. It's not.
Well, look, the
It's not.
day of the Cyprus Cup final last season, his
He
wife went into
said-
labour.
He-
His wife went into labour, and I said, the first goal scorer, we're going to name your son after the first goal scorer.
The game finished 0-0.
Right. So I decided to name him after the MVP, which was the Ajax goalkeeper Zlatan, because he saved 3 penalties.
That's amazing. I actually covered the real Zlatan in LA for LA Galaxy. And let me tell you, that dude is cut from a different cloth. So Egol sendo Zlatan ioi? No? You didn't keep the Zlatan?
No, I think I'm not calling my kids Zlatan. Sorry. Sorry. Already my parents are like, what do you call him? It's a bit French, that. Call him Zlatan as well. No.
What is the name?
It's Remy.
I like Remy Gard.
Yeah, well, why are you pulling these? Where
So much better than Zlatan Ibrahimovic. No, Remy Gard. Let me call my kid Remy. Oh, wait. Is that something you take for your stomach when you've eaten too much like mezeves? No, that's Rennie. Oh, Remy. Okay, I got it.
Do not clip this. My wife should not see this.
Does she watch the show?
No.
That's a good thing.
Oh my goodness.
Manamo Macarena Galado Moron. That's all that matters.
He's doing great. Thank you very much.
Of course. And he gets a mention in chapter 1 of the This is Mappa, I should say, the book of Mappa, which is hopefully going to be released next July.
Oh my God, what a great title. The Book of Mappa. Yeah, that's lovely.
One of the people watching live says my Polish is terrible. So
sorry, Alex. Sorry, bro.
Sorry,
I'm
Alex.
I'm not even Polish, and I thought he's bastardized this for sure. There's no doubt about it.
Butchered it. The
Sometimes I do it on purpose because these guys were attacking me when I pronounced the Chinese team's name. So.
Oh, the Chinese one. Oh my God. Oh my God.
That didn't go well either, did it?
It's Chongqing Tongyang.
Oh.
See, I thought it's pretty good, but apparently it's not. Anyway.
So when you dropped it, it's just, yeah. Anyway, so Fransol
has joined Hercules in Spain. And yeah, so that was the other one. There he is.
Fran that scored 4 goals on his debut.
Yeah, but personally, I thought it was a bit of a stat padder because he seemed to score all these goals against the teams that they should be beating 4 or 5-0. But anyway, Stel likes him, so that's the important thing. Right. Down the list, I guess we go.
Yes.
So Aris is next. And so Aris and Salamina announced that Andreas Dimitriou, 21-year-old Cypriot left back, will head over on loan to the Amohostos for the season. Last season, Dimitriou was on loan at Omonia Radipo, where he played 17 times. And on the right-hand side there, we spoke about it a lot last week because we were like, oh, this is a pretty solid signing for Aris. They've signed Ross McCausland on loan from Rangers. So that makes 3 Rangers players now that have joined a team in green and white.
What's the average salary for a player in Cyprus?
Well, Aris and Pafos kind of blow that average up quite a lot.
Let it rain, huh?
Yeah,
Let
exactly.
It rain.
Whereas there's some other clubs that don't pay their players at all.
Yeah. And some offered them 6-year contracts and offered to pay them annually.
Oh. Is it an O?
No.
Yeah. Oh, there's a lot of O's. You call it Cheerios.
Now,
Whole load of O's.
Now we go to Omonia next. They announced a player as well. Carol Eiting, 27-year-old Dutch central midfielder, played for Ajax, Huddersfield, Genk, Volendam, 20 at Sparta Rotterdam. Played 233 first-team games, getting 17 goals and 53 assists. That's a lot of assists. That's a lot of assists.
May I interject, please?
Yes.
So the rumor of this player joining Omonia was rife over the weekend. Saturday morning, bang, he's going to be in Cyprus. And I spoke to a Dutch journalist that said, yeah, he's actually in Cyprus right now, just looking around to see if he's going to decide to join the club. And all of a sudden, all the websites picked up on it and they said, oh, he's going to join Omonoia. Next thing you know, Sunday morning, he's going to join Omonoia, no problem. And then Omonoia just shit the bed like they normally do. And they're like, oh shit, everyone knows that we're going to sign him. So we're going to do a tweet and say, guess what? we're gonna announce a signing tonight. I wonder who it could be.
At 10:30 on a school night as well. Yeah, you know.
I gotta love it. So amazing.
Omonoia fashion. That's why I call him Omemia. It's my team, and I call him Omemia for crying out loud. Well, look, this lad has got a lot of ability. I've seen some highlights of his. Got cracking left foot, but unfortunately, he's had quite a few knee problems. He was on loan at Huddersfield back in 2020, I think. 2020, when Corberan was head coach, and he did his knee there. He was out for like 4 months. But look, at the end of the day, we need the central midfielder. With Hamburg going to Ari, we need that central midfielder. And hopefully he does a job. And if it means I never get to see Gusula ever again in an Omonoia shirt, oh, perfect. Sorry, Gusul. Sorry. Anyway, next.
Okay, so that's the Omonoia stuff. Now we've got to go to my club. Now most people know that I go off on one, but there's actually good news this week. So the first one is Franz Bråsson has signed.
Hello, mate.
Oh my God, the artwork's even better than Omonoia. Look at that.
Look at that. It's beautiful, isn't it? It's 29-year-old Swede who was at Adromidos last year, where he played 31 times. But let's not forget, he was in the central defensive partnership that won. That was part of the league-winning team for Aris that year. And he loves the crypto. He loves his crypto. He loves his crypto. Now, I've been a fan of the memes the fans have been making as well. We've got Charles Bronson making appearances.
I haven't seen any of these.
Have you not? So Charles Bronson's the actor, not the. So they've been posting
Death Wish guy, the Death Wish guy,
exactly, and they've been posting pictures of Charles Bronson and going, "Welcome, Charles," to the player on Instagram. But now as well, I'm a fan of this. I'm a fan of this signing. More of these, please. I would like that a lot. It kind of boosts the squad a little bit, because the squad's been very thin after all the releases, and then there was the whole thing about not paying players, and then the investment. We still don't know if the investment's coming in or not, because they've got until the 24th of August to confirm. And F8 investments, whatever they no, they're not called F8 Investimentos. F8 investments are taking their time confirming that they're actually going to be pumping 8 million euros a year into the club. But
Thasso, they're still bringing in Brazilian players, because you've got another one coming in, haven't you?
There's another one coming in. It's not confirmed yet.
Stay tuned. Something is coming. We know it's Diego Rosa. So there you go.
Yeah. There was also Keiki was being mentioned as well at some point. Yes. However, confirmed news from this week as well is that the transfer embargo on Arboel has been lifted, which means we can actually sign the players we announced. Yay! Woo! Now
you can register them.
Depending on who you believe, the 100 grand that was required to pay off the debts involving Lucas Souza were either paid off by F8 or thanks to the I'm going to put this blunt, the very poor season ticket sales that have gone on so far.
4,000?
4,000. Now, compared to some other clubs, it's very poor right now. But anyway, I'll leave that at that. Only positive vibes.
How do you guys cope when Omonoia and Arboel play then? You guys get into rucks? Like I've not seen that part of you yet, so I'm looking forward to it. No,
we don't.
When Omonoia play Arboel, I call it, they get thriller-phobia, right? So they shit the bed every time they play Arboel. So I'm always expecting an L. I'm always expecting it. So when we win, it's just like, oh wow, what's happened? Although the best part of last season, out of all the games that we saw, the best part or the best moment was when Omonoia were attacking and Omonia's YouTube channel were picking up the highlights. They picked up on a fan with an inflatable penis in the stand. He was waving an inflatable penis.
It's now in the intro to this. If just a split second, it's in the intro.
I thought the intro was great, by the way, but I did miss the penis. I mean, damn.
I mean,
wait, watch it back. You'll notice it.
I'll watch it. I'll watch it back.
You'll see it. You can't miss it now. But yeah,
amazing.
I've had an experience for an Aris and Omonoia game when I was at uni in Bradford. I can't remember what year exactly, but the Greek society, would put games on normally, but they'd normally put like Olympiakos or Panathinaikos games on, and then one night they decided to put the Aris and Omonoia game on, and I'm there. I show up in my tattered kind of like Champions League, the bright orange Champions League shirt that was kind of tattered all over the place, and I think it was 4-0 at half time, and that would have been all right, except everybody else there was wearing green. So at half time, I thought, all right, I'm gonna leave, guys. All right, see you later. Just left.
That's brilliant.
It was an amazing experience, and I feared. I made sure nobody was following me before I went back into halls.
Don't blame you. Well, Sophie, I know you have to dash in a moment.
I do, yes.
But before we let you go, first of all, thank you for joining us. It's been a great pleasure having you on. Hopefully, we can have you back on sometime soon, especially during the season when there's going to be more Managerials.
Yes, anytime. You guys, I would love to come on during the season. And any way I can support the channel, I will do that. I'm so happy I beat Harry to being the first Gibrea guest on the show. It means the world to me. And you guys are funny, like you're so authentic, and people see authenticity all the time. And so I'm so proud of Cypriot football. And when you look at kind of Europe and the things that have happened over the last 10 years, I know that there's a lot of work to be done and there's so many challenges, and you've just got the Gibreon way, which just stifles things most of the time rather than helps them. But it's really great to see. I totally champion even the Greek teams, when they're in Europe and stuff. I think it's a beautiful thing to see that happening. And especially for Cyprus, it was great last season, and I hope it long continues. And I'm really rooting for all the teams to kind of have a good run in Europe as well.
Absolutely. Well, before we let you go, do you want to just plug anything else that you do? I know you mentioned it earlier, but just in case for the people that have just tuned in.
Follow me at Hybrid Squad. Check us out. I don't really care about follows on social media. I care about creating really good content and engaging stuff for the audience. And I said at the top of the show, I love the audience. We have great guests on. So swing over to YouTube and check out Hybrid Squad. It's not just about Arsenal. We talk about a lot of other things as well. So I appreciate the opportunity to join you, and keep smashing it. Keep doing what you do. And I always love to see my fellow Gibrei doing well, because no matter what they say, there's a lot of Greek people that really do support each other, and I love that. And I'm looking forward to coming back on. And I would love to have you guys on Hybrid Squad. Let's do that.
Anytime.
I would love to talk about.
What's your Aston Villa? Who do you support? Do you have
You don't want to know.
You're a Tottenham fan?
No.
How can it be worse than Tottenham if I don't want to know?
Really?
What's worse than Tottenham? If you're an Arsenal fan?
Sorry, but you're old school. So Tottenham and Arsenal is the proper rivalry. Well,
Man United would be the other rival from the 90s.
There you go.
Yeah, I can't stand them. Right, so you're not invited. You're allowed.
Neither can I. Neither can I. To be honest, neither can I. I gave up my season ticket 10 years ago. I
think you're not going to be as bad as last season. This season, you've made some good moves in the summer. We'll see how it goes, but I still hate you.
Top.
He's an Omonoia fan and he's a Man United fan. I mean, when I am with them, what are we going to do with that?
I know.
Haters love me. What can I tell you? Haters love me.
All right, guys. Love you lots.
Man. We appreciate it.
Take care. All right. I'll see you soon. Stay safe and be healthy. Love you lots. And best wishes to Remy. Okay.
Thank you very much. Thanks.
Okay. Bye. Zlatan. The lion.
Bye-bye.
Oh, beautiful.
Wow. She's lovely. Absolutely lovely.
Yes.
So, yeah, big respect. Much love. Right, got a few comments here. Hola. Buffer's doing so many good things, both on and off the pitch. Imagine flying the same flight as David Luiz, lucky passengers. Yeah, imagine how many autographs he signed that flight, unless they didn't know who he was. Buffer has twice as much followers. Yeah, they do. They do. I'm only on 55K, or Buffer on 100 or so. 103,000 now. Okay, more than Kasava. And Pedro says it's a stadium at night. You can't see the players even late afternoon for that, but you can still see the flying pig.
Yeah, that flying pig.
Yeah. Bath have a professional video editor. Yes, they do, Luiz. And you said about the Polish Werder Vremi. My goodness. Anyway, let's go on to the next one. You got
let's go LMSO. Let's go LMSO. So first IL, quiet one for them. But we do have Yannis Yerolemu, who left.
I was about to say Yerolaku.
Yerolemu, the old neck, Johnny Old Neck, has signed for Iraklis in Greece following his release from IL. I don't think he's coming on.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So that's the IL news.
Fucking hell. Next,
Apollon have signed Brandon Thomas, 30-year-old Spanish, English, Welsh centre forward. So yeah, his full name is Brandon Thomas Lamas. Anyway, he's played for Mallorca, Stade Rennais, Osasuna, Girona, Leganes, Malaga, and PAOK. 73 goals and 21 assists recorded in 349 games.
Impressive.
They're getting full in the forward line now. Apollon.
Yeah.
I think there's going to be an outgoing. I don't think they're going to be able to keep all those players happy up front.
Well, they got Marquez,
Castel.
This guy Castel as the three central strikers.
Yeah.
You got Dion.
Duodu.
Diondu.
The one with all the consonants and no vowels in his name.
Yep. Rodriguez.
Yep. Yeah, they're stacked up front. At least one of them is going to be going. But yeah. Anyway, Anorthosi have signed Tamaskis. Yes. 24-year-old Hungarian winger. He's played for 5 separate Hungarian clubs, including Josgor, Puskás Academy, and Újpest. He's also played for Cambuur in the Netherlands and Wisla Krakow, where he was last season. I pronounced that properly. 221 appearances, 19 goals, and 24 assists. Now there's a joke. There's a joke in there with him and Shatin.
Ah, yes.
There's a joke. There's something. I'm gonna figure it out. It's not Vicky Shikis. I'm gonna figure it out. There's a joke. There is a joke in there. But anyway.
Yes.
And then the other thing was tonight's announcement from Anorthosis.
Yes. So they announced the contract extension of Evagoras Haralambos. Now there were rumors that he was going to go to Buffer with Mario Elia going the other way, but our little source told us, well, he will stay on Anorthosis if they meet the agreed terms from when they were in their contract negotiation. So one would assume, maybe he's got a bit of a pay rise, or maybe the release clause has kind of been raised. Never know. You would assume.
I think,
not that I know anything.
It's a bit of both. I think it's a bit of both, especially if it performs well this season. Forget other teams in Cyprus knocking on the door, and German Bundesliga 2 teams.
Bundesliga 2.
Yeah, actual top level teams.
Yes,
having a look at it.
Banorafi.
Banorafi, exactly. Now, I don't know how to go from Banorafi to Grasava, so this will have to do. they had a bit of news happen just before the weekend, didn't they?
Yes, they did. It was a bit of a left field kind of thing, wasn't it, Thasso? Because
it was, but
no one was really expecting. Well, to be honest, you predicted it, didn't you? Well, you did.
Yeah, I did. It was a bit early even for me.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Now,
I think it's time because now it's time for the return of this.
Here we go again, it's another day, another manager's out, we couldn't stay. The ink's still wet on that brand new deal, but in Cyprus change is all too real. Oh, another manager is out. It's no surprise we scream and shout. Last season, 18, the year before was more. In this revolving door, who's keeping score?
Well, we said last season we need a bigger room, but now we have a whole hotel. It's the Exo Hotel, and it's Liasso Luga of Krasava.
yes, there he is. There he is. Exo! First one out the door. Yeah. So according to Supersport, Yevgeny Savin showed up to training on Friday morning and basically told the coach that the investors wanted a change in direction and they would no longer continue with him. So, thank you for the promotion, coach. I think in Krasava's announcement as well, they called him part of the family and, all the blah, 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 blah that they normally do. Now, I think Loooo will have plenty of suitors once the first 5 matches of the season happen in the second division because he has a record. He's been at Karmiotisane, Salamina, Aez twice, Ari, Achironas, Onisilos, and Krasava. From those teams that we just mentioned, he got 4 promotions out of that, with Aez, Karmiotisa, and Aris, along with Krasava. With Aris as well, kind of the same situation with Krasava. They thought, okay, we're going to change direction. They changed the coach, and then look at what happened to Ari after that. It's amazing. Liassos Luga seems to just land in the shit as soon as it gets a team promoted. It's outrageous, is what it is.
Yep. Yeah. And Alex, you hit the nail right on the head. Getting fired before the league starts, only in Cyprus.
Yep. Yep. Exactly. So, in the meantime, obviously, the rumor mill is going a bit nuts. What with the season very close to starting, and Krasava having to find a coach. So we've seen a couple of rumors already. One is maybe the return of Bursabon, maybe. And then other places are reporting that Savin is probably going to go for a foreign coach. Now, looking at what he said previously about what the kind of hiring he wants to do in the future once Krasava got promoted, he was saying to people that he wanted to fill the squad with Russians and Ukrainians and that and Balkan players and that kind of thing. Hasn't necessarily happened so far, but anyway, there's a couple of managers who've got a lot of experience in the Protathima, which also seems to be where he's going for signing players, like the players from Apoel. He's got Deiriondo, Stilian, all those kind of players. So I'm thinking, is he going to go for like a Janevski, an Urhin, or maybe Darko Milanic, who are all free? Or he could go for someone else who's tried and tested and free, but not from Eastern Europe, and that is one David Badia. Maybe. Let's see.
I'm going to put a private message for you right now.
Oh, you already know who it is, do you?
Well, I've been told.
Oh, those are a couple of very interesting options, and they're nowhere near what I just said. Everybody, they're completely different to what I just said.
One of them told me directly the other day that they've been talking to the owner, and the other one today didn't tell me, but his potential assistant did.
Okay. Those are two very interesting, very interesting hires, and again, experienced. So I was right with the experienced bit.
Yes.
But
yes.
that's it. That's it. With
We're not
experience
going
in
to
the blood,
tell
that's enough.
you. We're
But
not
yeah,
going to tell you.
yeah. Shh.
We're not going to tell you because I'm an arsehole like that.
Or you know, at some point we'll just drop it.
It doesn't echo.
At some point, we'll just drop it in the Discord.
Yes.
That seems to be what we do half the time. We just leave it for a couple of days and then just drop it in the Discord. So yes, we moved from Grasava
to another shit show.
We moved to Aachen.
Oh, sorry. I thought we were going to talk about the next thing. I completely forgot about Aachen. Sorry.
Yeah,
Aachen aren't a shit show.
No,
the next story I think is going to be on.
Aachen have made 2 signings. Very typical, I think, for Hugo Martins.
Yes.
We've got a 32-year-old Portuguese left winger called Luiz Machado, who was previously at Kichi in Hong Kong. Mentioning Hong Kong on This Is Mappa, as it's blowing my mind. This week, I don't know where the hell all these references are coming from. But anyway, it's turned out for Radomiak, Northeast United, and also 4 teams in Portugal. Northeast United are in India. 333 appearances with 32 goals and 32 assists. He likes the number 3. And then the second player is the one with the most Portuguese name ever. Is a player called Luiz Felipe. 24-year-old Brazilian central defender who just finished a season at Beira-Mar in Portugal. He's also played for teams like Londrina, Cruzeiro, Tombense, and he's also been in the PSV youth teams. But for a 24-year-old, he's only got 56 first-team appearances. I don't think that's that many.
I'm looking forward to seeing that one. Really am. I've heard good things about him.
Yep. Yeah, he hasn't been given the chance. So
no.
Let's see what happens.
There we go. Right, now on to the complete and utter shit show, which I experienced myself this week.
Yes. So, shall I go for it?
Shoot.
Yeah, so following the call out from the Cyprus FA president, Aris and Omonoia, he's asking for the Cyprus Sports Organisation to come up with some different proposals while the new fan card is still experiencing teething issues. We already talked about the Paralimni president coming out last week and having a go at Nosferatu himself. Yeah, Yannis Ioannou. Not only this, but there has now been a statement issued by Anorthosis as a club as well, which was like 400 pages long. I'm not reading that. Listen. I'm happy for you, or I'm so sad it happened. I ain't reading that. Right? But they laid the blame squarely at Guasdor, and in my humble opinion, they are very right to do that, because the Cyprus Sports Organisation is the legal entity, as per the Cypriot government's legal framework, in charge of bringing out the fan ID card, which is locked in with the government's citizen card. Apparently, any proposals from outside parties such as the Cyprus FA or clubs relating to national ID cards and other measures are against the law passed by the Cyprus government, as stated by Dracula himself. So if that's the case, why is Goa having so much difficulty organising the issue of the fan cards? Like, their system is a bunch of balls. Last time I applied for a fan card, spoiler alert, I didn't get one. Other spoiler alert, I still managed to get into a game, but they have learned no lessons whatsoever, and in fact, it's more of a pain in the arse now than what it was previously. That is coming to the point now where clubs like Pafos are organising workshops for people, for fans, basically the club to apply for the fan card for them to help them through the process, because otherwise it doesn't get done. And that's just the shit show for the people in Cyprus. Now, Stel tried to apply for a fan card as person from abroad, which Goa have provided a different registration process for. And Stel, what was your experience like? How would you rate your experience with a Dracula sports organization?
Impartial here, completely objective, putting all the malagirs aside. Okay, so you go on the website. Okay, when you Google it, the website that they give you, when you click on it, it gives you an error page. So you need to remove all of the question marks and all the characters and whatever, just put it to .co or whatever the fuck it is, right? So you go into it, you got a lovely home screen. You can register with your email or your phone. I'll register with my phone. Why not? You go in, you put your password, you get one of these OTP things. Let me do. Here you go. All of these, yeah, OTP. You go in, and then you put your full name, whatever the fuck it is, and then it comes to the registration process where you need to upload your documents. Okay, so you can either choose to upload a photograph of your passport, or you can use the camera on your computer. You get the outline, this ghost outline, and you got to do that with the passport and make sure that the photograph is within the square, and then you got to match the little fucking chevrons at the bottom, and you're doing all of this, and then it goes processing, and then it stops, and then it goes put your image up again. I thought, fuck it, let me just take a photograph of my passport, upload it on the thing. So it uploads it, no problem. Then you got the circle, you got to put your face in it. Yeah, put your face in the circle and then do a neutral face. Now smile. Now do a neutral face. And then processing. Boom. You get this big red X. Unsuccessful. And then you get a fucking text message to say unsuccessful. Declined. Okay, so let me try it again. I do it again. What happens? Unsuccessful. Fine. I do it a third time. Unsuccessful. Next thing you know, you've been locked out of your account. What? So
sorry, I'm muting myself. You don't even have an account because you've been unsuccessful. How have they blocked you?
But I've created the account. I've created I've created it. But then when it comes to uploading the documents and that kind of stuff, anyway, long and short of it is, I thought, let me email them. So I emailed them. Let me find it. And I emailed them quite late at night. And I didn't think that they'd get back to me, but believe it or not, they did. Good afternoon, sir. You are Cypriot or English? Bro.
You are Cypriot or English?
So I just like messaged them back in. I said, I'm a British citizen. Thank you. From the 1st of the 6th, the new fan card is operational. It is necessary to create a registration and connections by phone or email. Please follow the link. I click on the link. Error. Okay. So I go back to doing what I did before. So I messaged them this time in Greek, just explaining the situation. I sent them screenshots and everything. And then they said, oh, we've unlocked your account. I'm like, okay, fine. I'm like, but it doesn't accept my taftodida, and I showed them the fucking...
your face. It don't like your face.
Clearly. Anyway, long and short of it is, they just said, oh, just try again, recreate your account. So I need to, but you can delete your account and then recreate it with the same. It's fucked, bro. I don't know how anyone does it. Like, I really don't, and it should be easier for us. It should be easier for us.
Yeah.
So I can imagine what these guys are going through. It's bonkers.
Because in theory, right, they've already got the citizen card. A lot of these people that are making the applications for the fan card have already got the citizen card. So in theory, all they have to do is put a citizen card number, fill in some additional information, and then they don't even need a card because they do it with that citizen thing. They do it with that citizen thing because it's all digital, it's all sorted. There's no problem, except there's all the problems. All the problems.
It's all mad.
All the problems.
It's all mad.
Yes.
It's all mad. But hey, maybe we'll get it fixed by the time I go to Cyprus, which I don't know when it's going to be, but it's just crap. It's crap. I mean, as I said, the process is easy. Don't get me wrong. Doing it is easy. But then when it comes to the facial recognition, it's a new passport and I got the same face and no hair. And it's not my last passport. I had hair. I got the same beard. Like I went to the barber and said, like, here's my passport photograph. Do my beard like in this. At least I could do the facial recognition properly. Smile, straight face. Unsuccessful.
Have you tried using it other than what are you using for a web browser?
Chrome.
Try using
Safari.
a different web browser.
Really?
Yeah, try it.
Fuck that.
Try it. Cyprus is weird. You might have to you might have to edge it.
Yeah. I should get Internet Explorer first. I know you did there. I know you did.
Okay, good.
I know.
Right.
I know what you did there.
Yep.
Edge it.
All right. Yeah,
Edge it
exactly.
as well, yeah?
Yeah, exactly. Now, we can't really talk about that next thing now after talking about edging. So maybe we leave it out. Maybe we leave it out. We'll leave it out for another time. So, there's one final thing that we haven't done, which we should probably do. And if people remember, people listening, people watching, especially if they did it last week, they might remember that we did a little competition to raise some money for the relief efforts after the deadly fires in Les Maisons.
Yep.
So the deadline for submitting your bids for a Connor Goldson worn and signed shirt was now. No more bids, please. All bids are done. Everything is done. It is closed. Do not send us more bids. It's done. It's done and dusted. It's gone. Don't do it anymore. It's finished. It's finished. We have a winner. We have a winner.
And the winner of our signed Connor Goldson shirt is Steve Mack.
Steve Mack.
Yep.
He's been on. He's been on the show.
He has indeed. So I'm going to get that sent to him. He sent the money already, so we just need to get the correct organization that's raising money. It might be the Red Cross. It might be someone needs to tell us, but I'll get that money sent over. No problem.
Yeah.
No problem.
Beautiful.
So yeah.
Beautiful.
There's one more thing actually, which I'm going to spring this on you a little bit because we haven't done this. I don't think we've done this one before. That's all.
Okay.
Give me 2 seconds. What's going on now? Hold on.
Holding.
Yeah, do that in a minute. I'll do it in a minute. So yes, we like looking at what clubs do on social media, especially with their announcements. And we ran with the Cypriot Reveals an Announcement project.
Yep.
And there are some of them. So Genesis FC signed a guy called Christodoulos Bitta, and he's wearing a T-shirt that says "Built to Rise." Now, listen, I'm from the UK, and we say things, and we know what's yes, and when you're rising. Let's just say it's an OnlyFans thing. Anyway, we move on. The next one is Bingo Night. Which club is it now? Oh my God, it's gone out of my head. No, the club's gone out of my head. Anyway, they're having a bingo night. It's a non-league club. They're having a bingo night. I think it's somewhere in Lacosia, I think. Then you have another team signing a guy called Mario Dimitriou, and if you notice, for some reason, it's got eyelashes beside his name. And then another club has announced a new head coach, and they put his whole CV there. You can't see it, but you know it's on our Insta, it's on our Twitter or our X, where you want to call it. So yeah, there you go. There you go.
Beautiful.
And that's
stuff.
it.
Beautiful. Yes.
And that's
it.
it. That's it.
And that is it. That is it for another week.
There you go.
David Luiz. Yeah, you know, like Mr. Poopy Butthole in Rick and Morty. Yeah. Wee. David.
Oh God! Look what Alex has put. Look what he's put.
There are rumors.
The rumors that
Yeah,
go on.
Oh, I'll do it then. Okay. There are rumors that Omonoia plan to sign Thiago Silva, flying him from Brazil to London Stansted, then Ryanair to Pafos with one carry-on, and Grigor is waiting at the airport with a bag of halloumi. It's not. No. You see, you got the rumor wrong there. It's not a bag. It's one of those big water jugs,
plastic tubs. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, that's it for another episode. Thank you, Thasso. Thank you to Sophie.
Thank you, Sophie.
Yes, and it's been an eventful week. Not much news, but enough to fill an hour and a half of
massive news. Is what it is. It's
absolutely
quality over quantity this week.
100%. Anyway, before we go, you can give us a follow on the socials. Instagram and X at This Is Mappa. Thasso is at Flares Cafes. We're done for another week.
No, there's also a Patreon.
Yes. Sorry. See, you're good. You're very good. I forgot about that. Sorry. We also have a Patreon as well. So if you want some additional content, jump on the Patreon. There we go. And we're done. Good night, boys and girls. Be good.